Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Great, you look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Congratulations on the show. I know you guys just came from Comic-Con.
Yes.
How was that for you? Because you know Comic-Con fans are really passionate
They are so
when it comes to their
passionate.
sci-fi. So how was the vibe and how were the fans?
It was great. You know, I think the honestly, Comic-Con and the sci-fi community they can definitely, if they don't like something, they'll tell you, but they can be really, really welcoming. And I think one thing about this is Jonah Nolan and Lisa Joy never really steer people in sci-fi wrong. William Gibson is sacred at this point. He is the godfather of so many things in sci-fi. So many people have stolen a lot of his ideas, so it's wonderful to have a project that is his project and that we can actually dive into it over the course of 8 episodes with showrunners and creators who wanted to give back to the book and make sure we stayed true to it. And I think all of us cast felt the same way.
I love that because we were speaking about the book earlier, and I know the book can be heavy for a lot of people.
Dense, yeah.
Yeah, so for you, did you tap into the book before tapping into it?
I knew the book previously. My brothers were big sci-fi fans, so like we knew Neuromancer and the Peripheral, and so I had read it a long time ago when I was pretty young, and then I reread it right before our meeting with Lisa and Jonah and kind of just dug into it again, and it was just interesting to see how much has in a lot of ways come to fruition throughout the book and isn't that far off, dauntingly so. And I think they did a wonderful job at boiling the book down and getting to its core and making it completely understandable and also warm, you know, and getting the warmth that I think you really feel in the book about every character, even in Future London.
I love it. Last question for you. I know you're a fan of gaming.
Yeah.
After watching this, after working on this, did it change your mind about gaming or virtual reality? Because I know watching the trailer, I was like, wait a minute.
I know, it might be a little spooky, but for me, I just love gaming all the time. So if the headset was here today, I'd probably put it on for better or for worse. But I think I would kind of like be able to kill it, you know? I think I could do it. I'm ready.
I love it. Well, congratulations on the show. They're really passionate about what they love. So how was it for you?
Oh, it was actually beautiful. Comic-Con is a specific vibe, but one thing I took from it was just how dedicated and how in love the fans are of that genre. And it was so nice to get that love from them and to see how excited they are for the show. And yeah, it was beautiful actually. It was my first time at Comic-Con. I thought it was going to be this crazy, intense experience, but no, it was lovely. It was really lovely.
I love it. After working on this project, did anything change for you as far as gaming, virtual reality? Because I know when I watched the trailer, I was like, this is scary in a good way, but I feel like we're not that far from it.
Yeah. It's scary in a really seductive, exciting way. Yeah, actually, so this year was the first year I ever tried like VR. And I was super impressed. You know, when you're younger, you kind of like you're thinking it would be so cool if I could just like put on a headset and like jump into a world. And I think the Spike Jonze film was the first time I saw an example of what that could be like, where it's immersive. And then this just takes it to a whole other level. So it's made me want to game more and and like play more. So yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of game, I'll ask you one more question. What is your favorite game that you cannot live without?
Tekken 7. Yeah, it's always going to be Tekken. I mean, growing up, it was like the early ones, like Sonic. I mean, I grew up on like Nintendo and Sega Mega Drive, Genesis, as you guys called it. But yeah, for me, it's got to be Tekken 7 right now. I'm kicking a lot of ass on Tekken 7, and it feels good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say after this, it makes me want to tap back into gaming because I haven't in a while.
Yeah.
So after watching this trailer, I was like, okay, I want to tap into it. I'm a little scared, but
I'm scared because like once you're hooked, you're at home for hours and it's just cereal and gaming, and it's like I love that life, but I got stuff to do as well, you know. So yeah, so like I'm kind of scared. A lot of my friends say the same thing. They're like, yo, I want a game, but like it takes up a lot of hours. So I think I'll just leave it to nighttime, schedule it, and just like leave it for the nighttime and catch a few hours of sleep in the morning and get back to work.
I love it. Well, congratulations on everything. Can't wait for the fans to see it. Again, I've been a big fan since the due. So
Nakia, Gary. Yeah,
nice to meet you.
Nice
to meet you.
Breathing. I can't. One piece of popcorn and it's all gonna explode.
You look amazing. Well, guys, congratulations on the show. Coming from Westworld and then coming into a world like this, do you think? Because I feel like the shows may be compared a little bit. Do you think the fans from Westworld can enjoy and tap into a show like this, or do you think? Let me see, because I talked to Lewis earlier and we talked about the fans and going back and forth and kind of comparing the shows. So I guess my question, what I'm trying to say is, do you think the fans from Westworld could enjoy this show?
I think every show kind of finds its tribe, and we always try to appeal to. I mean, look, honestly, with every show that we work on, we're always interested in making the kind of show that we would watch, you know. So for the fan base of two right here, we love both shows, and are hopeful that everyone who enjoyed Westworld or enjoys Westworld will come and watch. for me, the tone of the shows feel quite different. I think.
I mean, Westworld is an examination of humans from an AI, from a sort of estranged, almost clinical point of view at first. And there's nothing more human than the gaze that we adapt when entering the world of the Peripheral. We're started and grounded in Chloe Grace Moretz's character, Flynn, and her family and her dreams and her yearnings and her fears. And it's so relatable and so viscerally real that it's just a different lens into exploring equally large topics.
Well, congratulations. I love anything that you guys touch. It's such a different world. It's so cool. The trailer looks badass. I cannot wait. You look badass.
I am just checking out your nails and being like, I got mine done today, but they're nowhere near as cool as yours. Look at that.
These are awesome. Again, no shade, but I mean, I feel like two of the hardest working people. Come on.
You're so sweet.
Well, congratulations.
You in my life.
I'm here.
Kind of encouragement.
I am here. I am here. Handsome, very handsome.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations on the show. This is a different type of show because it's a mix of different, I believe, genres between sci-fi, thriller, a drama. What was it about the project that made you want to tap in? Because your character is different. And I feel like he brings a lot to it, especially after watching the trailer, being in the Marines, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to you. But what was it about this project that made you want to tap into?
I mean, look, I think that the people who are behind the show are just brilliant creators. You know, Jonah and Lisa, not to mention the director Vincenzo Natali, and of course William Gibson, who wrote the source material. Just amazing people to have an opportunity to work with. But beyond that, characters like an action hero, you know. And that was just a lot of fun. So I came to work every day and had a smile on my face and just really enjoyed it. I was saying to my girlfriend the other day, we were watching, I think that we were on like the third episode of the show, and I was going, you know what, if I didn't get this role and I was watching somebody else in this show, I'd be raging.
Someone who's, because you know, we talked about the book being heavy. How would you describe the show?
Look, I mean, anybody that's into the futuristic kind of thing, anybody that's into a little bit of dystopian stuff too, you know, especially since that's on people's minds of late, you know, it removes you from, sorry about that, it removes you from your sort of everyday thinking, hey Mom,
right?
But you know, so it will take you away.
Yeah.
For sure, like literally into, you know, 2100, where things are very different in London.
I can see. Yeah. After working on this project, did it change your mind about a lot of things like gaming or virtual reality? Because I watched the trailer and I was like, I feel like we're not that far away from stuff like this. So
well, I think that everything that Jonah and Lisa do is somewhat of a cautionary tale. Yeah. You know, because in Westworld, when it was sort of discovered what the people at Delos were up to with the data recovery and everything. Yeah. That happened right before that whole thing broke. That, you know, that was going on. And so they're like it's kind of the canary in the coal mine thing. And I do think it's, you know, it's almost like they know the future.
Listen. Okay.
So some of this stuff in this future we hope doesn't happen, but
listen, okay, from Westworld to this, is this like your favorite genre to tap into?
It's becoming that. Well, Westworld, like I knew Westworld from like when I was a kid when the movie came out, and that freaked me out. That movie was so far ahead of its time. So like being a part of that was really spectacular for me, and that's still real hard to beat, you know, in my opinion. But there's no doubt that this show will compete with that and beat it for some people because they are different enough to where I think anybody that loves Jonah and Lisa's work will come and be a part of this and want to be a part, but it will appeal to some people more than others compared to Westworld. But I don't think there's any doubt that the audience will be huge.
Good, how are you?
Good, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Charisse, it's really badass in that trailer. Who is Charisse? Because just from the trailer alone, I was a little scared, but in a good way. Who is Charisse?
I mean, Charisse Newling is the head of the Research Institute, so she's responsible for all the technology. And one could say that, I don't know how to say this without giving away everything. She's responsible for making shit happen in the future so that humanity survives. And you were saying that you were a little bit scared of her. You really should be. Okay. She is,
But badass.
oh my God, she's such a boss bitch. She really is. And she's intelligent as well, and just sciencey stuff. I don't know anything about science.
I was gonna say, okay, Comic-Con, you were just at Comic-Con. How was the vibe and feeling for you? Because you know the Comic-Con fans, they're passionate. They love their sci-fi. So what was that feeling like for you?
I mean, look, it was such an amazing. Well, one, it was my first Comic-Con. It was, and I'm so excited to go back for my second, third, fourth, fifth. And the fans were absolutely incredible. They seemed to be really excited about it. And you had people who were fans of the Nolans and Vincenzo. And I think this is going to get a great reception. I love it. I don't always love the stuff. I'm like, oh, it was fun to play. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. But this is superb. So yeah.
No, this looks really good. How would you, because there's a book, and I know the book can be heavy for a lot of folks. So for those who may not have known the book or read it, how would you describe the show for fans?
Oh my goodness. So it starts off in the near future, so 10 years time, the world's sort of starting to go to shit. It's a young girl from a small southern town and her brother, and they think they're in a simulation and they're jockeying in order to earn money, right, to pay for bills in life and stuff without trying to give too much away. And then what they don't realize is that when they're jockeying, they then realize is that they're actually in the future. And then it's a game of cat and mouse between myself, other people who have interest, JJ feels, and who to use him to their own advantage, his own advantage, and them. It's a roller coaster ride, and one never knows what quite to expect next. But it's brilliant.
I love it. Can I just say, your outfits, your costumes, from what I've seen in the trailer, I'm like, okay.
Let me tell you, girl, my outfits were on point, and that's all credit to our amazing costume designer, Michelle Clayton. And actually, wearing the costumes was part of me developing this character and understanding and finding out who she was. So they played a huge part of building. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I can't wait for fans to see it. I can't wait to go inside and see it. Because again, your character, I'm obsessed.
Thank you. Enjoy. And I have to say, you're slaying today as well, girl.
Thank you so much. I just felt like it was the vibe for tonight.
I like it. I love this.
Someone else tells me what to wear.
Okay, so Comic-Con just popped up. How was that? What was the vibe? What was it like being there? Because especially, Comic-Con fans, they're big sci-fi fans, and they're really passionate. Really passionate. So how was that vibe for you?
Comic-Con was awesome. It was epic. I mean, not only just going to Comic-Con is amazing because the fans are so into it, is that they went and built part of the set in the middle of Comic-Con, which I've done Comic-Con a couple of times. I hadn't seen that before. And they created this immersive experience. So it was like a Disneyland ride in the middle of Comic-Con. It was incredible.
I love it. The show seems really amazing, but of course it was a book first. So did you read the book, and if not, were you required to read the book? Because I know the book's a little heavy. It's a little heavy. But I did listen. I try. It's very heavy, so I try. I always try to do things because I want to know what's going on. I have FOMO, fear of missing out, and I don't like to miss out on things. So for you, of course, you're playing in this and you get the script. Did you read the book beforehand, or did you try to read the book?
Oh hell yeah! I read the book. I'm a huge Gibson fan. He really is the kind of godfather of this genre. And when Jen and Lisa Joy called me up about being part of it, all I needed to hear was them calling me with Chloe Grace Moretz and William Gibson. I mean, it was incredible. And the book, because he writes in such a beautiful, eclectic, abstract way that it's no small feat to bring that to a narrative of a TV show, and they've done a beautiful job.
How would you describe the show to maybe someone who's never read the book? Because it's sci-fi, it's drama, it's thriller, it's time hopping, it's the future, it's gaming. So how would you describe it to fans?
This show isn't just sci-fi. It's a beautiful human story. It's a brother and sister trying to protect their family and friends, and they're pulled into different worlds and different times in order to do that. So it kind of covers many genres. It has the action and wonder of sci-fi, but a really beautiful human story. And Chloe Grace Moretz just leads us beautifully.
I love it. Well, congratulations. The trailer looked badass. The costumes, everything just looked really cool.
It's all about the costumes. Let's be serious.
The costumes.
They're bad. They're insane.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. you. Well, congratulations on the show. This is a different type of show. It's like sci-fi, thriller, drama all in one. But how would you describe the show to someone who's maybe never even heard of the book before?
I would describe it as a kind of David and Goliath story. You know, the little guy taking on what seems to be the all-powerful, all-knowing power in the world.
Yeah. Did you read the book before this? And if not, were you required to read the book? Is it something you were like, all right, because I know it's a heavy book.
It's a heavy book. I did read it, and I found it challenging, but we were not required to. So I did do my homework, but I think there have been some things that have been switched around a little and fleshed out, which is good.
Okay, I love that. So who's your character, and where do they place in the story?
I play Ella Fisher. I am Flynn Fisher, played by Chloe Moretz's mother, and I'm not terribly well, so Flynn is taking care of me as best she can, and I'm sort of her mama bear, her protector, even as she's my mama bear and protecting me.
I love that. After working on this project, did your mind change about gaming, virtual reality? Because I know when I seen the trailer, I was like, this is kind of creepy, but in a good way. But also, I feel like this can be happening soon. So did you have that thought when you were working on this project?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And since, I mean, what's interesting is once you've worked on it and then you start to read articles about, you know, people monetizing games and the whole economy of games inside The Sims, you're like, oh, we're on the cusp of this right now. Yeah. Very much so.
What was, for me, watching the trailer, I loved everything about it, especially the outfits. For you, what was your favorite thing from working on this show?
I think the people, just this amazing cast. It really was a very special group of people, and I loved each and every one of them so much.
I love it. Well, congratulations. Can't wait to see it. The trailer is super badass. I was like, this is so much, but I like it in a good way.
Good, good.
Yeah. Thank you. It's doing good. You look very handsome. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Velvet, a little bit of a vintage throwback. Seems like it might be a little in vogue, but I love me some blue velvet. And I love me some blue.
Okay, blue's really good. That's why I have it on.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
Congratulations on the brand new show. Tell us a little bit about your character and who they are on the show.
So I play Leon, who is Flynn and Burton's cousin and one of Burton's veteran buddies that he served with. There's a war of sorts in the show that we're veterans from, and we serve together, and we all still remain a unit. And Leon lives on the same plot that they all do, and so we're a family. Yeah.
I love this show. I seen the preview in the trailer, and it looks really badass because it's so different. It's like sci-fi, thriller, drama. It's a lot going on. How would you describe the show to someone who's never maybe heard of the book before?
I would say that it's a girl and her family trying to make ends meet, help their family, and they get an opportunity to look into the future and use information from the future to try to fix their present.
Are you a fan of gaming? And if so, what is your favorite game that you cannot live without?
Well, I haven't played Halo Infinite yet, but I'm a big Halo nerd. I grew up being a Halo guy, a first-person shooter guy, but I would have to say that currently, because of my friends that play it with me, I would say D&D. I would not be able to really have as much week-to-week, month-to-month enjoyment if I didn't have my buddies that I tabletop with. So that would be what that would be. Yeah.
Okay, I like D&D. That's cool. Okay, well, congratulations on the brand new show. Can't wait for everyone to see it because it looks really, really badass. Kind of scary in a little way, but like in a good way, I think.
A good scared, I think. Anytime I think we look into the future, we think, okay, but that's cool. It's a show, but really, could that be a possibility?
Exactly.
Are we all in somebody else's world and we're just living in it? Are we simming this thing? So who knows? But I think the guessing game of it and every direction that we could possibly go with this and the pliability that Gibson's work offers and just the specificity of the world is going to be really exciting for a lot of people. I hope. So.
Well, Sunshine, you look like Sunshine. You look very beautiful.
I do? Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, girl. Congratulations on a brand new show, a different type of show, because we have like sci-fi, thriller, drama. How would you describe the show for someone who's never heard of this or even read the book before?
I would say, exactly what you just said. And then I would also say it's got a great sense of family about it. The familial feeling of the show is in every scene. You know, the brother and sister, the new lovers, there's mothers and daughters. It's so well crafted. I hate to say this about my own show. Is that creepy?
No, it's never creepy. You should do this. This is your show.
It's really great because I'm in it. But it's such a... I've never read anything like this. And I have to say this too. The text, the words, just the dialogue is like a play. It's written like a great play, like John Guare wrote it or Tennessee Williams. It's absolutely extraordinary. I've never read anything like this.
I love that. Did you read the book before this, or was it like a requirement for you guys to have to read the book?
This is how stupid I am.
Never.
No, well, I married up. Way up, and she's got the brains, and I have everything else. So she's standing right behind you. There she's right there. Look, she's freaking out now. She's like, please don't look at me. Yeah,
she's like, please don't mention me.
Please don't mention me or ever do that. But she's a sci-fi nut, so she was thrilled. She was like, honey, you have no idea about the ha. And I said, well, I should read the books. And we've been together since 1976.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
You guys born in 1976?
Born in 1976, that's correct. That's right. So we know each other really well.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, good, then I should read the book. And this is what she did. And I said, what's the matter? I can read. I know how to read. And she went, and I said, oh, it's hard. And she said, it's thick. It's thick. So I read the first half chapter, and I went, oh, no, I can't. It's so difficult. It's so compact. It's got so much information in it. So I got the flavor of the book, if you will, and then the script was, the script
Well, you tapped into it. At least you tapped into the book and you try to get to know it, because I heard it is difficult. It's a lot.
See, I'm not the only one, right? I'm not the only one, okay? I don't feel that bad.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your character and who they are in the story.
Inspector Lowbeer is she's one of the heroes, and she's a transgender character, which is unbelievably unique to have a trans character who not only saves the day, but also is really smart. She's so much smarter than I am. I love playing someone so smart. She's super smart. She's kind. She's a little emotionally distant, which I had to really reach for. Took an enormous amount of acting. But also her transness isn't out front.
Okay.
It's just true.
She's just being.
That's it. She's trans, and that's all. We don't need to. What's important about her is the way she analyzes, the way her relationships happen, the way she deals with her own life and her own relationships. I was going to slip. Yeah.
I was like, wait, we want to get an exclusive? La, la, la.
But she navigates in a way that's human. Doesn't have anything to do with her transness. It's extraordinary.
I love that. Talk about representation. That's very important.
Believe I never read a trans character like this ever in my life. It was extraordinary.
I love it. Well, the trailer looks badass. I can't wait to see it. Like going to different futures and the outfits and the costumes.
The costumes, girl. I mean,
I'm like, did you like the costumes because the costumes?
You don't understand. But not for me, because I had to be in the, I'm just Inspector Lady.
Yeah.
So I was just in the plaid. These costumes are unbelievable. You know who Emma Peel was? It doesn't matter. This is before your time. Emma Peel was like one of the great 1960s heroines. Diana Rigg. Google it. Google it. Google the hell out of it. Google it. And so she was real famous for these like onesie tight leather high thigh boot. Mm-hmm. And that's 90% of this thing is Chloe. Don't even.
I can't wait.
You're going to lose your mind.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. Can't wait to see the show. And it looks really badass.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you. Hey, congratulations. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about your character and who they are on the show.
Okay, Billy Ann Baker. She is like the best friend of Flynn Fisher, who's the main character. She's kind of like this badass, quirky Appalachian woman. She's got a good sense of humor. She's got a good heart. She's a good friend, but she's not afraid to like tell it like it is. And she's weird. She's cool. She likes good music.
And that ends up being slightly different than how you actually end up playing the character. Like, what surprised you the most?
Easy, or how hard was it to like get into what is happening in this with the future, the past? I'm loath to tell you this, but I'm going to say it anyway. So.
It was not easy. No, I mean, I read the book first, and that was even harder. The script is a little bit more, it lets you down easy kind of thing. But yeah, you know, after a couple read-throughs, you sort of understand what's going on. And hopefully by tonight, I will know what's going on.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you had to read the book, if it was a requirement, because the show's so different. It's like a sci-fi, thriller, drama, time hopping. So how would you describe the show for someone who's never even read the book or even heard of it before?
Okay, so you got some people, British people, who have crazy outfits and are from the future, hanging out with some badass Appalachians in effort to like save a version of humanity via a 3D printed VR headset. That's the best I can do.
Perfect. That's actually awesome. That's perfect. I love it. After this project, do you look at gaming or virtual reality a little bit different? Is it something that freaked you out a little bit after working on this project?
Yeah, definitely. It seems very realistic. It's like we're not far from this. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the brand new show. Can't wait for people to check it out.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Good to meet you guys.
Where is the buzz? Where is the buzz? You said was mine, oh mine.